Hi, this is Patrick. Wanted to do a quick trade review on Tesla. I had some people asking me questions as far as how did I know what a good short entry would be on Tesla. And then just for the record, so people can see this, if you go to those of you who don't know, if you go to a Facebook group, you go to the comment section on a post, and you can just click on the person's name or on the picture, as I'm showing right here, and then you can just scroll down and you can see all of their posts. So if you ever have questions about where I currently see the market, or anyone for that matter, you can just go click on their name and you can scroll through their post here. And so I did a post yesterday on Tesla. I believe it was on Tesla here. Yeah. So this is July 11th. So this was Sunday, I believe Sunday afternoon at 3:45. This was the post that was kind of in question. And then I basically said in this post that, you know what, I'm going to enter short in this. I'm going to enter short in this name. Um, Looking for a reversal candle, I was primarily talking about a swing trade. And, when we're looking for swing trades, we want to look for a daily chart, possibly the 4-hour chart, 8-hour chart. I wouldn't go below a 1-hour chart. And so this is the post that we're referencing. And then today I did another post, just so people can see my live trades. Here we go. This one is 5 hours ago. Tesla, as discussed yesterday, entered short. And so on this post, I went ahead and did this, something I'm trying out here. I went ahead and posted as the play continued, and then I talked about I closed out the rest of my short. This is on a 20-minute chart, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. The second thing is I did enter short again, with the new stop loss. Followed it through the rest of the day. So I'm going to go into the chart here and I'm going to just, quickly show you guys what I do. And the thing is I want people to learn, and sometimes this is what it takes. It takes somebody purchasing a stock at a very extremely high price. And I'm not saying Tesla's not worth it. I'm just saying as far as the run up goes, I mean, we're going straight up here. So, would I be a buyer in Tesla again? Yes, I would. Where would I like to buy? If I was a swing trader, I think I would look at 1337, possibly a little bit higher depending on price action. But I really want to come down to these moving averages here. Regardless of what fundamental things are going on with the name, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I really would love to be a buyer down at $1,000. I'm not saying that it'll get down to either of these prices, but if I was going to swing trade the best risk to reward, I would wait for price to come back a little bit. So what I did is the market opened this morning. I took a look around the market. Everything was gapping up. The SPY analysis was holding up. We broke above this rising, I don't know what you call this pattern here. It's almost like a pennant kind of a pattern. I don't want to call it that. Let's just say there's resistance here, from the highs coming down at an angle. I didn't know, how well this is going to play out. We gapped above it, and honestly, I thought we'd have a gap and go kind of day. I guess some bad news came out. I don't even know what the news is, but to be down this much, I would expect there to be some sort of news. What I want to talk about also is that, we really need to watch the rest of the market. We want to watch the VIX. We want to know what it's doing. The VIX was pretty elevated today, even though the market was um, gapping up. The VIX opened and just kind of rallied throughout the day. So the market didn't really start selling off through midday, and the VIX was already elevated. Okay, so the VIX is something I pay attention to. I also pay attention to the transports, SMH. I pay attention to the Qs, especially since we're trading Tesla. We want to know what the Qs are doing, and of course the SPY. Um, it did surprise me though. I mean, the XLF was up. The XLF was up. We did a post on Sunday talking about um, the banks and the transports and watching those sectors. It looked a little bit promising here until whatever bad news came out. So now let's go to Tesla. And we can talk about these things later. If you guys have questions, comment under the video and I'll try to get back to you. Or you can direct message me through Facebook or just do a post in Facebook. So this is the Tesla chart. First, I want to start in the daily chart. As I said, we're getting pretty extended here. The RSI reading, I can't see it, but it is around 79. We do have a bearish divergence. I don't trade bearish divergences because they're not always right. But as you can see, the last high that was made, we've sold off. We started picking up some steam here. As we started making new highs, it wasn't making new highs on the RSI. So that's concerning, but it's not that big of a deal. And it doesn't mean, overbought can continue being overbought. So I would be cautious with trading just on that indicator. The second thing we're looking at is you can't trade something when it's at all-time highs. You can't short something. And that's the point of the last post that I did, is that you don't want to short every time it puts in a high. You're actually doing it backwards. You really should be buying the whole way up, not selling. But let's just say, for instance, for our purposes, what were we looking at? We're getting pretty extended here, okay? So I'm gonna go to a lower time frame. Lower time frame wise, I was trading the 20-minute chart, so that's what we're gonna look at. And I'm going to zoom in here. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, so we started the day off and we started rallying into the morning, and I noticed the rest of the markets were as well. I was actually long the S&P 500, and so what I want to look at here is as we have the gap up, I'm going to go ahead and now turn off extended hours, because when we start the day, I don't like to look at extended hours. I've got my price levels in. I know what I want to do with the trade. Boom. And this is the thing, is I want to see, the reason why I don't like extended hours is because I want to see this gap. Where's the gap at? Right? We gapped up here. So where should support be in this level? Where should resistance be at this top part of the gap? Actually, this should be support. But in this case, it wasn't, and when it fell, I shorted it again. We'll talk about that. So price came in here. I'm on the 20-minute chart, and here's the thing: is I noticed this. I'm gonna go to a 5-minute chart because you can see it better. I think a 10-minute will show it as well. This is what I first noticed in the morning, and the post I did on Sunday night was referencing this. What we do when we're shorting a stock is we wait for that reversal candle. This is the reversal candle. Now, mind you, this is a 5-minute time frame, so the reversal really could be this long. It could go from the highs down to here. It's a 5-minute chart. However, if a trader wants to be short against that high, it's 100% possible to be short against it. Now, I haven't actually entered my trade yet. I was letting the day continue on. I'm going to go to I really want to go to a 10-minute chart. Okay, 10-minute chart. I saw, I wouldn't consider that a reversal candle anymore. I mean, price hasn't come up above it. It didn't actually get above it. Um, but I wouldn't consider this a reversal candle. It did close in the middle, somewhat in the middle of the candle. Um, but I guess it could be. I wasn't trading off of that necessarily. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my hourly chart. I didn't see it in the hourly chart. I didn't see the reversal. Even though I entered short up here, I didn't actually see it. So what this trade was, I'm going to get to the point here. The trade was on a 20-minute time frame. And so what I saw, whoops, on a 20-minute time frame, even though I was using that reversal candle on a lower time frame, or possibly using that reversal candle, when I saw price start to get hung up over here, I then noticed the high of day, 1794. You could say that psychological resistance at 1800. Now, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It doesn't mean there's actual resistance there, but it is a round number. The other thing is we did see a reversal on lower time frames. We do have a gap, so we have to be mindful. Price does like to come back sometimes and test that gap before taking off after that. I waited for that reversal candle on the 5 through the 15-minute chart, and that's the candle that I traded against. So when I entered the trade, I don't remember where my stop loss was, but I entered up here. No, I take that back. I entered the trade around here. I had a stop loss up here. It might have been up higher, but I don't think it was. I'd have to go back and look at it. Um, so when I saw these candles start to form, I saw the first 20-minute candle start to close a little bit bearish, and then I saw it trade sideways. It was pretty good indication that we're going to have further downside pressure, which we did. We came all the way down to this moving average here. This is the 20-period moving average, so that would be 20-minute moving average. Price bounced on it a couple times. I think I started closing my position at 1690, I believe was my lowered stop loss amount. I closed some down here, and then I put a stop loss here at 1690. And when I see that stop loss was starting to take it out, and we actually closed right here. I actually was stopped out of the trade. When I saw price come down through this back towards this support on the 20 period moving average. And this is a little tip I want to give you guys. When we want to see reversals, like let's say price is moving down and we want to see reversal that rockets back off of this moving average, you don't want to see price hang, it trades down here. It needs to immediately rocket away. And if it doesn't rocket away and it starts coming back down, that's a good indication that we're going to see further downside pressure, which we did end up seeing. As the day played out, I just kept lowering my stop loss over and over. I may have exited down here somewhere. I am holding a swing short in Tesla. It is a credit spread. If you guys aren't familiar about options, check out credit spreads. And the cool thing about credit spreads is they're fairly inexpensive, and it allows you to trade with minimal or really no IV. So the trade can work out in your favor if you can. I think the collateral on the trade that I was doing was $1,000 collateral, but really the spread only cost me $400. So I hope this answers some questions about Tesla. Um, to be honest, I don't know what the news is. We can blame it on the broad market all we want, but the truth is Tesla started selling off before the broad market. Um, I do believe that buyers probably would have showed up here around the gap support or showed up down here around the bottom of the gap support. I don't think we would have taken out the lows of the day had it not been for the news. So Tesla does follow the broad market. That is definitely a factor in it. But the beginning of the sell off came before the broad market news came. Hope that answers questions. Feel free to reach out to me. Um, Talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of the week trading. Thank you.